Hi fans, and welcome to this Week 9 edition of the Woodland Hills Football Network pregame show. Last Friday night, the Wolverines traveled to Mount Lebanon and shut out the Blue Devils 47-0. This week, it's rivalry week at the Wolverina as Woodland Hills hosts Penn Hills with the Southeastern Conference Championship on the line. We're going to sit down with Woodland Hills head coach George Novak to review last week's victory over Mount Lebanon, preview this Friday's game against the Indians, and we'll also let you see highlights of last Friday night's game. All of that and more on the pregame show here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. The Wolverines entered Week 8 6-1 after a heartbreaking one-point overtime loss at West Allegheny in Week 7. Meanwhile, the Blue Devils were 5-2, coming off of a 10-point loss at North Hills. Both teams would try to rebound from non-conference stumbles as they returned to Southeastern Conference action at Mount Lebanon Stadium.
Jenkins now straight drop back. He'll look to the near side. It's picked off by Kyra McLean, and he will go into the end zone unscathed for the pick six.
And Kyra McLean's probably been waiting for that play all year. He did a great job of making sure he maintained visual of Stabil as he was coming out of the backfield.
Jenkins has Stabil to his right, and it will be Stabil carrying to the near side. He's retreating. He's brought down by Kyra McLean. Jones is going to throw to the near side. It's a screen to Miles Sanders, and he's into open field 40, 50, turning on the Jets 40, 30, and inside of the 25, brought down at the 22-yard line. Again, a screen, but no, it's going to be thrown across the middle, complete. And that is our Tompkins on the crossing pattern. Handoff. Miles Sanders hesitates, then bursts through a hole for a Woodland Hills touchdown, and the Wolverines are on top 13-zip, and we have played less than half of the first quarter. Jenkins running the option to the near side left. Harvey catches the pitch, and he'll be met in the backfield. Two Wolverines were all over it. The initial contact by Damon Johnson, the ultimate tackle made by Laquan Bowden. Jenkins going to throw to a crossing pattern, and that pass is complete to Nick Tomasi. Trips to the right of the formation. Again, the crossing route, and it is again complete. Play action. Jenkins running to the near side left on the bootleg. He'll be pressured late, hit as he releases the football, and it is intercepted by Malik Flowers inside of the 10-yard line. Here he comes with a nice move across the 25, and he will be brought down approaching the 30-yard line. In the pistol with Shaw behind him. He'll throw to the left to Tompkins. Tompkins 20, 30, down that far boundary, 40, cutting it to the near side, 50, 45, and finally brought down inside of Blue Devil territory at the 42-yard line. Hand off to Joel Shaw down the far boundary. He will go, turn on the Jets 20, 15, driving inside of the 5 down at the 3-yard line. Big Joel Shaw with a pickup of 39 yards. Jones is going to keep it himself, bouncing left, looking to cut it back inside. The ball comes loose. Does Mount Lebanon have it in the end zone? No, it's recovered by the Wolverines for a touchdown. Jenkins out of the shotgun, straight drop back, has some time, and that allows Tomasi to find himself open along the near boundary. Jenkins, quick pass to the right-hand side, complete to Shane Lefevre. Jenkins going to run to the left. He has some room in front of him as he'll be chucked out of bounds along that far boundary. Jenkins is going to go straight up the middle. Jenkins throws. It's going to be intercepted, and here comes Miles Sanders. He's going to go all the way, and nobody is going to catch Miles Sanders. Second pick six of the game for the Black and Turquoise. Jenkins, low snap. He'll look to his left. The pass is broken up by Malik Flowers. No, it's going to be intercepted by Malik Flowers. That is interception number 4 today for Eddie Jenkins. Hand off, Miles Sanders, huge hole over right tackle. There he goes, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. End zone touchdown. Miles Sanders with a 55-yard touchdown. Run the fake, running to the right, dumping it off. It is complete. Down the near sideline is Dante D'Alessandro. Third down and 2 for the Blue Devils. The handoff going to the right-hand side. David Harvey is the ball carrier. He'll get to the line of scrimmage and no further. Jenkins going to keep it himself, and he will be brought down. The Wolverines just grabbed him in the air and tossed him to the carpet. Turnover on downs. Hill sent Tompkins in motion. jet sweep. There goes our Tompkins into open field. He'll run to the far boundary across the 20. This time it's Jeremiah Jones, the ball carrier, weaving through traffic, driving his way forward. And Jones will run off of play action, rolling to the near side left. He'll complete the pass to Steve Puel, and Puel into open field down the near boundary, inside of the 30, where he'll go end over end at the 26-yard line, and a big pass play to the big tight end. Jones will hand off to Shaw. Shaw hesitates, then bursts through a hole inside of the 25, dragging blue jerseys inside of the 10-yard line. Handoff, Joel Shaw into the end zone for the Woodland Hills touchdown. He just buried through a hole.
The right side of that offensive line did a great job of just moving the defensive line of Mount Lebanon out of the way.
Motion man from right to left. The handoff will go to Peyton Hicks. He has a big hole over right end. He'll carry the ball first down near Jamore, inside of the 40, inside of the 35, and he will be brought down at the 25-yard line. A huge run for Peyton Hicks. Handoff, this time Saeed Holt over left end, bouncing his way through traffic inside of the 10. Handoff, that'll go to Saeed Holt. Holt running left, slipping through tacklers and into the end zone for the Woodland Hills touchdown. And on 4th and goal, the Wolverines cash in, and Woodland Hills is on top 47-0. The ball is blocked. The punt block for the Wolverines by Jaquay Thomas. Cooper off of play action, runs to his right, has a tight end open in the flats to that far sideline. Getting the toe tap in was Asheed Page Jones. Whitehurst, he'll hand off. The ball carrier running right, and the ball carrier this time is Markel Miles. Ball carrier again is Eric Kraus, and Kraus will be brought down a yard deep in the backfield.
The Wolverines clinched at least a share of the Southeastern Conference title with a 47-point win over Mount Lebanon. It was the 4th time the Woody High D shut out their opponent, and while Sanders and Shaw continued to roll, Jeremiah Jones rebounded spectacularly after a roller coaster performance in Week 7. Woodland Hills looks to clinch the outright SEC championship as they welcome the rival Penn Hills Indians to the Wolverina in the final game of the regular season. We are the Woodland Hills Wolverines. Since 1987, we've been a part of some of the most electrifying football games in Western Pennsylvania, and we've established a national reputation of excellence. Whether you're a former player, a Woody High alum, a parent, or a fan, you're part of our Wolverine family. And now you can join us by becoming a part of our new booster club, the Wolverine Nation. Visit WHFBA.org and see how your donation can help our student athletes while earning you unique benefits. We're more than just a booster club. We are the Wolverine Nation. Hi fans, and welcome back to this Week 9 edition of the Woodland Hills Football Network pregame show. Adam Gusky here, sitting down with Woodland Hills head coach George Novak. And Coach Novak, before we talk about rivalry week against Penn Hills, let's take a look back to last Friday's victory over the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. A big victory on the road really got you back on the winning ways after the loss at West Day.
Yeah, you know, they say there's only one cure for a tough loss, and that's a victory. And our boys and coaches worked very hard last week, and it paid off and showed on Friday night up at Mount Lebanon. Boys played an extremely outstanding game.
You were concerned about your defense, but they played one of their best games of the season.
We said if we had any flaws or any things we got to work on, that we'd find out at West Allegheny, and we did, and we worked on them, and you know, we were able to correct some things that we did. And, you know, hopefully that was a learning thing and a positive thing for us to learn from and move on from there. So I thought, you know, defensively, you know, from the get-go, kids played exceptional. Coach Thompson and defensive staff did a nice job putting things together. Of course, Akira McLean made the first big play with the interception. He ran 23 yards for a touchdown, got things going in the right direction.
Coach, let's talk a little bit more about Akira McLean. He finally seems like he's 100%.
Yeah, he's getting there. I think he's close. You know, usually it takes over a year for a knee operation. He's been about 10 months now, so he's really progressed well and did a nice job, and you know, he's getting better every week.
How about Miles Sanders seeing some action on defense and making an impact immediately?
In the beginning, we felt that, you know, down the stretch we might need Miles on defense, so we kind of practiced him there a little bit every week just to give him a little bit, so he kept abreast of what was going on, because he's a great athlete and you want to have him on the field as much as you can, especially in the playoffs. And he stepped in and did a great job. He had a big pick six, took it about 80 yards for a touchdown. So, he came in, he's smart, he's quick, he reads defenses well. He can play either side of the ball.
Coach, let's talk about the offensive side of the ball with Miles Sanders. Yet again, a huge game for him.
Miles is a guy, like, you want to have the ball in his hands as much as you can, but we have some other guys also, Joel Shaw and Art Tompkins, our wide receivers. Unfortunately we get leads and they don't get as much opportunity, but Stephon Hawthorne and Jamon Dunn and Isaiah Brooks and Devon Price, they're all good athletes, and you want to see them with the ball in their hands too, to see what they can do.
Kind of stole my thunder a little bit there, but let's talk about Joel Shaw. He continues to keep rolling.
He's really developed this year into an outstanding back. He runs the ball, he blocks well, catches the ball. With him in the backfield, we're able to utilize Miles at other positions, and now we're even putting him out a little bit and letting Miles in the backfield. So we're kind of mixing things up so people have a little tougher time reading us and what we're going to try to do.
You talked about the wide receivers, which obviously equals the passing game, and the passing game really responded well with Jeremiah Jones back there after struggling a bit against West Allegheny.
He had a tough quarter, but he came back in and let us down there on our 2-minute drill, and at the end of the game, he did a nice job at West A. Last week, he did a nice job reading the defenses, taking what they were giving us. We ran some short stuff, we went deep a couple times, so we try to mix it up and take advantage of what the defense is giving us. And, every week you face somebody different, and you try to prepare for that team, and you got 1 week to prepare for it. And we got a lot of different things that we've practiced over the summer and everything, and you pull out the packages you think will work best.
Now, I know it was only his second catch of the season, but it really seems like Steve Puel could be a big asset to your offense.
Steve was raw coming in. I think, we were trying to find our own identity as a team, what we were going to do with different people. And, he was learning the fundamentals of our system, and the blocking schemes, and picking that up. And, he was getting better every week. And, we were winning, so getting up so fast, we weren't throwing the ball that much. So, now we're giving some opportunities to throw the ball a little bit more to some of these guys. And, that makes us more dangerous, I think, when we have more weapons on the field.
Let's get back to the defensive side of the football. Linebacking core very strong, even with the absence of Jordan Lee.
Yeah, we moved some people around. We put Jihad Bryan at outside linebacker for Jordan, and mixed some other guys in there, but it worked out real well for us.
Let's talk about the secondary. They continue to grow as a unit, and Malik Flowers has really emerged over the past couple weeks.
Yeah, we feel we have a solid defensive secondary. For the most part, they're seniors. We got Malik, and we got Trey Bryant, and we got Mike Nash, of course, Art Tompkins, all seniors, Jihad Bryan. So it's a senior-oriented group, and we threw Miles Sanders in there to work a little bit. And, that's probably one area you got to be strong at, because people spread you out and do so many different things. Those guys are very important, especially down the stretch run. And if you watch the Pine Richland Central Catholic game, you got to have a good secondary to play against Pine Richland and Central Catholic.
All right, Coach, let's talk about this week in the Penn Hills Indians. Before we talk specifics, let's talk about how special this rivalry is over the past 28 years.
It's a big rivalry. It's our neighbors. In the old conference when we first merged, it was Penn Hills, Central Catholic, Gateway, McKeesport. They bordered us. We had 4 natural rivalries, and they were all big rivalry games. We still play them in basketball, but in football they've changed things around over the years. Unfortunate, but we don't get to play all our rivals like we used to. And Penn Hills and us got moved to the Southeast Conference. It's a natural rivalry because we do border them. A lot of people know each other. When I first started out, my first year at Woodland Hills, Coach Gordon's first year was at Penn Hills, and we had some great battles over the years. When he left, Ron Grant came in, and he did a great job, and we had some good battles there. And now John Peterman's there, and he's doing a great job with the team. And they have a very good team this year, and we've had a couple great games with them. So You know, it's a rivalry. A lot of the kids know each other. A lot of kids have relatives of each other. They played midget football together or against each other in junior high and everything. So it's one of those rivalries. We're on National Rivalry Game of the Week this week coming.
Well, Coach, a season ago we saw how dangerous the Penn Hills offense can be, and they have a lot of those players coming back here in 2014.
They're probably the most dangerous offensive team in the WPL when they have the ball, because they have great speed and they run a great offensive system. I think it's kind of the jet sweep dive option series where, you know, three guys, just like running a wishbone or a flex bone, any veer option. You have three guys in this series that can carry the ball: the jet man, the dive man, and the quarterback. So, you know, and all three of them are extremely fast and extremely good athletes. And it's tough defensively to cover everything they do every play. And, you know, you play assignment football, you can't be overly aggressive, like our team's an aggressive team, but we got to hold back because we can't all chase one guy because he might not have the ball. And, you know, even the fans, while you're watching the game or you watch it on tape, you're really not sure who has the ball until they stop the play. So it's a very deceptive offense, and they run it very well. I think all three of the guys back there, and they have some other guys that rotate in, but they were all starters last year.
Coach, what can your offense expect from the Penn Hills defense?
Well, they're a base 4-4. They played us a lot of 4-4 last year. You know, we spread them. Sometimes they'll go man, sometimes they'll go zone. They like to keep 6 to 8 guys in the box. They're a stunt defense. They send a lot of different stunts with their linebackers. And, you know, they're aggressive defense. They're a very aggressive defense. And, you know, we're going to try to take advantage of that and see how things work out. But, you know, they're very good. You know, last year they gave us a tough battle. It was a great game.
I know this past weekend you went down to Cal U and got to see over a half dozen of your Wolverines play on both sides of the ball between IUP and Cal.
It was a great day. I'll tell you what, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Got to see some of the coaches on both teams. Of course, Coach Campola coaches for IUP with Coach Signetti, and he's been there for over 20 years, does a great job. And he has Bruce Atkins starting for him, and he does a great job. Chris David's up there. Dorian Lane's up there, but he was injured and wasn't able to play. And then from KLU, of course, Jawan Turner. He's had an outstanding year for him. 2 years PSAC player of the game. Saturday he had 3 sacks and 6 tackles. Just had a phenomenal game. Alex Beasley plays for him. Tom Green got some action down there. So, you know, we had a couple other guys, Shepard Moore and Ron Tyler on the team. And, you know, along with all those guys, we got to see some of our alumni were down there. Of course, Noah Taylor's coaching with us, but he was down there. And, Terrence Johnson played in the pros for a while. He was down there at the game. We had about 8 or 10 of the present Woodland Hills guys down there. It was just a great day. There was over 20 players, and we had coaches and a lot of coaches from the WPL. And it was a great football game. Could have went either way, and you know, KLU was able to take charge. But you know, it was a great day. It was a great day for Woodland Hills.
Another great day for Woodland Hills was last Thursday on national television. There was the Pitt Virginia Tech game, and the Jets were playing the Patriots. So there were 8 Wolverines on the rosters of 3 teams playing on national television. That's
fantastic, isn't it? You know, I'm so proud of those kids and what they've done for themselves to get an education, and some of the guys going on to the pros. That, you know, just feel proud that we had a little something to do with it, that they came through Woodland Hills. But, you know, those kids are all great kids. They worked very hard and, you know, earned what they had. And, you know, Pitt did a great job. And KK Mosley Smith and Lafayette Pitts had great games for them, you know, both of them. KK, I thought, had an outstanding game. And, you know, they're just two great kids. We got some other guys down there too, Mike Caprera and Javante Pitts, and they're all contributors on the team that do a great job.
Coach, one last thing about this week's game before we go. Southeastern Conference Championship on the line, Penn Hills, Woodland Hills. How intense will it be on the field?
If we were at both, didn't win a game, it'd be an intense game because of the rivalry. This definitely adds to it. You know, two good football teams going head to head. You know, we've shared the conference before. You know, if they win, we'll be tied for first, but you know, they'll get the number 1 seed. If we win, we'll have an outright championship of the conference. But it's going to be a great football game. They have a great team, and you know, our boys will be ready to play, and I'm sure theirs will be too.
Coach Novak, thanks a lot for your time. Good luck this week against the Indians. We'll talk to you next week, first round of the playoffs.
Thanks, Adam.
We'll be right back with more of the pregame show right after this here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. What's for dinner on Wednesday night? Chicken wings. Come on down to Turtle Creek for Wednesday night wings at the Wolverina. Fresh, whole wings, hand-breaded and hand-tossed with 4 different flavors. And the best part is that all proceeds benefit the Woodland Hills football program. Wednesday night wings at the Wolverina, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. every Wednesday during the season. All right, fans, let's see where the Wolverines stand in the Southeastern Conference. And now let's take a look at the MSA Sports WPIAL Quad A Top 10 rankings. Again, fans, we thank you for joining us for this Week 9 edition of the Woodland Hills Football Network pregame show. If you can't make it down to the Wolverina for senior recognition against the Indians, you can tune in on our flagship radio station, AM 1550 WZUM. We'll have coverage on the web at woodlandhillsfootballnetwork.com. Our radio broadcast can also be heard live and archived on msasports.net. We'll have our live coverage on Monroeville Comcast Cable Channel 13, Penn Hills Comcast Cable Channel 98, and Verizon Fios Channel 37. And don't forget, you can tune into replays of Friday night's game on all of our television affiliates and our YouTube channel. For everybody at the Woodland Hills Football Network, I'm Adam Gusky, and we'll talk to you again next week from the first round of the WPIAL playoffs. This has been a presentation of the Woodland Hills Football Network. Watch us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and as always, visit us at woodlandhillsfootballnetwork.com.